Hi, this is former examiner Gary here from Mc IELTS with another edition of silly, mistaken, sometimes crazy or a little stupid IELTS stuff from the internet. One day, a student asked me, pick me, please, teacher. Teacher, I read on the internet that many students who already took the speaking test said that the examiner abruptly or suddenly cut them off during part 1 speaking questions. And then the examiner just suddenly asked them another question. Does that mean that the student will get a lower score, that he did something wrong? No. Actually, in part 1 of the speaking test, if the examiner abruptly suddenly cuts you off and quickly moves on to another question, that probably is a good sign. When he doesn't allow you to finish what you're saying and again quickly moves on to a next question, that probably means you're a strong student giving longer answers and he wants to finish his questions. Let me explain. During part 1, the examiner is under pressure to do all the questions. There are 12 part 1 questions, 3 topics with 4 questions each. Most students think that there are just 6 or 7 part 1 questions, but in fact there are 12. And again, the examiner is under pressure by the examiner trainer and the British Council and IDP management to finish all 12 questions. The examiner is told and taught and trained to be upbeat, to be slightly fast-paced. So if the examiner is on question number 7 or 8 and he notices that the time is running down and he wants to try to finish the questions, which he usually does, then he's going to cut you off to get to his next question. For example, if the examiner is on question number 7 or 8 and he asks you something like, who does the cooking in your house? And you say, well, actually, my mom does most of the cooking because I generally come home late and I... Thank you! The examiner says, thank you, and he quickly moves on to the next question and he says something like, so, did you learn to cook when you were a child? Again, he cut you off, he didn't let you finish your answer. That's probably a good sign. That probably means that you've talked a lot, you got to measure a lot of your language, and he's just moving along quickly, okay, to try to finish this question so he's doing his job and he doesn't get in trouble. When the examiner goes to give his speaking test during his shift, he's going to do 11 or 12 tests. He needs to be finishing all 12 questions most of the time. If he doesn't finish them a few times per testing cycle, it's okay. But if the examiner gets into a habit of not finishing part 1 questions too often, he will be monitored and be instructed not to do that. So remember, if the examiner cuts you off, it's probably a good sign and you're okay. Good luck on your IELTS test and see you next time. So, now you know.